Hello, my ladies and pretty gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Look What's Happening in the Spirit Realm with yours truly, Light. Today I have a splendid message. They're sitting in shock, almost in disbelief as to how you're recovering. You see, all the aspects of yourself that you may have even forgotten about, that were damaged, that were thrown in the muddle of confusion, of all the energies that came into your life to usurp or muddle your light. Your recovery is a miracle. And for those of you who are wondering, I need to do the work, you are. And a lot of things are happening spontaneously. Like, am I saying that right? I'm not gonna try. A lot of things are happening like a miracle, and it's happening in the dream realm. It's happening in your astral realm. There are a lot of guides, a lot of assistants here to uplift you, to recover parts of yourself that you may have even forgotten about. These elements of your childlike innocence, your lovability, your understanding of self, your vulnerability, all of these things are slowly beginning to be accessed. It's like a concave of little hidden elements of yourself that you came here with are beginning to be accessed, and you're gonna wake up every day or as this happens, and it's almost like something has cleared out of your system, and that's a rapid healing happening. I'm hearing everything is returning back to the rightful owner, and it's happening in such a way where people look at you and every day it's a different person. Every week it's a new creature, a new creation. But the truth is you're reverting back to the original essence of yourself before all the confusion was tossed on top of it. And these are people that, mind you, they had their own. These are people that wanted to set aside what they had to eat yours. And this is exactly why Spirit isolated you from those family members, those friend groups, those lovers, whatever the case might be for you. You were isolated because you were different, because you were being preyed on and you didn't even know it. And they might not even have cognitively understood what they were doing, but they were doing it no less. It was okay to do it to you. It was almost like they were not doing it to a person who has the right to feel hurt, who has the right to demand the same respect, the same dignity that's offered willy-nilly to everybody else. And these are people that looked at you and believed your greatness before you could. These are people that preyed on you, that stole from right beneath you, and they would continue to do it. And so Spirit had to, in a way, slap you awake by putting the betrayal so upfront, so in your face, that you couldn't really hide from it. But all of those things are coming back. Literally, it's being taken from them as well to give to you. You see, the funny thing is, you don't really want what they're offering. And for a while you thought you being excluded was a life of mistreatment, was a life of agony, it was a life of not being, not amounting to much in order for people to have the room for you. But what you didn't see is what you had was far, far greater, which is why they decided to keep whatever little things that they had in order to take from you. You're realizing now, as the room is quiet and you have some time to yourself to regather your senses, everything is beginning to be restored. Your health, all these weird sicknesses that you had that come out of nowhere, your stomach, your head, whatever it is for you, your legs, whatever it is, your mental health, addictions that just came in, all of these things are being returned. You would be surprised as to what kind of energies were preying on you not being able to communicate your needs, not being able to stand on your own 2 feet. There were a lot of energies that wanted to keep you on your knees in order to siphon your energy, to take from you. You know, the funny thing to me is how they're in the know about this, how they support each other in taking from you, how they don't really question each other in doing that. They do it with a sort of sneakiness, with a sort of, it's not even, they're not at all questioning their deeds. There is no moment where they stop and they think, is this even right? They do it without questioning. They do it knowingly. And for a long time, a lot of accountability was not really given, or they didn't really take accountability because their intention was to continue to deceive you, was to continue to have you in a disposition of being subservient to them, not standing up, not fully owning your power. A lot of these people were banking on you staying confused about who you are. They benefited from that. You have gifts. You have the potential to truly carve a new path, a path that the same people that try to make you feel like you're nothing know is quite difficult. It's a path of a warrior. It's a path of somebody that truly isn't afraid to test the waters, isn't afraid to look separate, to look different. You have that capacity, which is why a lot of doubt was thrown your way. Notice how you are not encouraged. You are not encouraged to be all you can be. And whatever encouragement is always so backhanded. It's always served to you on a cold platter when they believe you're not coming up in any way. When they believe you're just kind of stuck. That's when they come to give you advice. It's not advice, it's savoring. They're savoring that moment in the light, in the warm light that they get. Because your potential is what terrifies them. And now a lot of them are sort of walking back into the woods as though they never wielded a knife against you, as though they never behaved in such a erratic way that they did, how they were erroneous about you. They don't want to admit that, so they're marching into the woods. And you know what Spirit is saying? Your rising, your phoenix is going to be so bright, it's going to be so beckoning that they can't hide from it. They can't bury themselves deep enough into the rocks to pretend like it doesn't exist. You are, not only are you healing, you are being reborn. You are being recreated, remastered. And a lot of the people that feared you growing into your potential back then are now having to see a completely new creation with everything that was owed to them. Not only that, but these people feel as though it was also taken from them. And in a way, kind of is. It kind of is. They're so grubby that they decided to keep their blessings and to take from you by making you feel as though you aren't much. You aren't much only because you are the it. I'm always going to say this, point blank period. The only issue that you had was owning that. You felt like you had to make people feel better about your light. You had to make people feel comfortable in your presence. And they gladly took that from you. They gladly, in fact, added fuel to the fire of your inability to comprehend the fact that you are harming yourself by trying to make these people who felt small in comparison to you comfortable. They were never supposed to be comfortable in your presence. You are a challenge at your lowest, let alone at your greatest. And now you're beginning to take what is yours. because you weren't presented with any other option otherwise. It was either die or rise. And a lot of people hoped you would just die. I'm gonna say this because it's true. It's true, as much as it feels heavy and it feels a bit ridiculous. It's true. Their intention was for you to die because you couldn't be anything other than who you were, and who you were was the problem. They would find any reason to make it seem as though you are pretending this, you are being that, all of these things, just to cover up the fact that you being you is the issue. It's the issue. They can't replicate you. They can't even bear the idea that they have to learn from you, but they do. They do. Or they find somebody exactly like you somewhere else to learn from, just to avoid accepting the fact that you are the inspiration, that you inspire because of your authenticity, because you are connected to source. And you are here to kindle people to do the same. Now, everything that was held back, it wasn't held back. It was because you left the room and you didn't realize that people were having a feast without you. People were literally cutting into the meat and potatoes of your blessing and making it seem like, oh, we just stumbled upon this. I don't know, we just found this duffel bag in this room. I guess it was just delivered to the wrong address. That is mine. That is yours. That's energy. When you took it back from trying to make people feel better, constantly working overtime to make people feel better, it's good to take their advice. Take their advice. It's good to approach life the way they do, which is, I'm not going to care for you like that if you don't care for me. I don't have any shame withholding my energy, not having shame taking everything back, or not even giving it all because you don't want to. Your empathy, in a way, was the thing that they were weaponizing against you. And it was the very thing that made them feel irritated about you, because you can't possibly care. But you do. And now the funny thing is, when you take it all back, that's when they feel the impact of your care. Oh, this person really cared. They did. They did. But now they care about themselves, my dear collective. You're regathering, and all your possession is going to be landing on your lap. And you're going to sift through this mail, and you're going to realize, oh, some of it is not even yours. It's not even yours. Spirit is like, I don't know, do what you want with it. Do you want to return it to them? You're clearly more generous than they ever were to you. You were busy celebrating people, but not understanding the fact that it was your flesh that you were cutting to feed them. That has always been your issue. And now that you've taken it back, oh, some of them feel as though they're owed because, you know, like a dog, you've made them used to certain things that they shouldn't be used to. And that is your accountability. That is your responsibility. Guilt tripping was used against you. All of these things because of your care, because of how you can look at people through people, sense what they need, and receive them without judgment. But that was never given to you until it became a burning torch in your chest. And you had to go into hermit mode. You had to abandon those people that used your love against you. And now they're watching something in you rising, which some of them are, in a weird, eerie way, quite proud. They're surprised, though, because they never expected that from you. They thought you would live in subservience because of your kindness. They thought your kindness knew no bounds. That you would actually have your blessings in front of them. and they would just be able to steal it from you, use you. Because their intention when it comes to you wasn't unity. It wasn't, this is my family, this is my lover, this is my friend. A lot of them, their intention was, this is a thing. I'm sorry to make this so brutal. This is a thing, this is an opportunity. And this is a benign, unknowing imbecile. And now they're sitting in some kind of place where they're having to look at their actions in a perspective that they never got a chance to because of you. Because you kept saving people. Nobody asked you to save people. You're not here to save people like that. You kept saving them from their accountability. You kept saving them from feeling the pain of their brutal actions towards you. Do you realize that? You kept saving these people from feeling guilty. Because every time you came back, every time you were forgiving, you can forgive in private. That's different. They had it in their mind that they didn't do that wrong. They didn't do too much. But they did too much. It's good to leave them in the ground and let them stay in it. You can hear their cries. I know you can. You can feel it too. Leave them. You are responsible for that. Leave them. It doesn't matter. You will be able to walk those cold steps forward until it gets warm, until you can hear the sound of your loving spirit towards yourself again, until you realize that you were being guilt-tripped the whole time, and it was very subliminal. You, my dear, not to be messed with. Not to be messed with. You are the ultimate gavel. The ultimate gavel, because you've been the most forgiving. And some of them need to sit in it for years, my dear. Some of them are only going to realize when their hair turns gray that, oh dear. Be yourself. Stop saving people. And everything that was taken from you, my dear, you're getting that back. You're healing because you are learning that those cold steps are actually towards the warmth of your center, your self-respect. So everything that was dormant because of trauma, instantaneous healing is what I'm hearing. It's not years down the road, instantaneous. It's you wake up the next morning and something that you had forgotten was wounded, healed, 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 healed. Your guides, your ancestors, the Most High, they are cheering you on this path of choosing you. Everything is coming back to the rightful owner, my love. I'm sending you so much gratitude, and for those of you who have booked the special reading, I am so excited to get started on that. Oh God, okay. And if you want my book, everything is in the description box. Always remember, I don't reach out, okay? Stop texting people on WhatsApp. It's not me. It's not me. You email me, okay? But other than that, I'm sending you love. Bye.